Hey, blossoming souls. I want to thank you for tuning in today. Today, I felt moved to talk about this topic a while ago, but I just now really, I sat, prayed, and meditated, and I really want to talk about 5 ways and how my mediumship works and how it works. Because each medium works differently, just as because we're different, we're unique, right? Personalities come into play, how we receive information comes into play. It's all very unique, right? So, during my meditation today, I asked for 5 different ways. So, that's real insightful, introspective of how I receive information from spirit, right? Um, and the first one, which I feel like is the most important one, is that I'm highly sensitive, okay? So, ever since I was born, I was highly emotional. According to my mom and my grandma, you just look at me different, or someone I didn't recognize, or I wonder the things that I said when I was younger. I don't know because no one's told me, but I've always been highly emotional. And how that helps me in my connection with spirit now is that I wouldn't necessarily say when I do channel your loved one is right beside me, or right beside you, or whatever. I'm picking up on their energy, so they don't have to necessarily be present. They could be elsewhere, right, in the 5D, and I'm tuning into their energy field, who they are, right? So I really do feel I feel the personality. I feel how they'll show me things, and I'll get the feeling of it first, and then the image will come up. Okay, so being highly sensitive for me, that's initially how I connect with spirit. Okay, if that makes sense. The second factor in my mediumship is the trust factor. Now, initially, when I first started developing my mediumship, trust was a huge factor for me, because it's kind of am I getting this information correctly? If I tell this person this, are they going to think I'm crazy or whatever? And that's because I didn't have any trust in my spirit team. You know what I mean? It's spirit will always come through for you 100%. If you're feeling something or you're seeing something, know that it's for a reason. And Jackie Wright said, my instructor from Arthur Findlay College, who I love immensely, she goes, you need to get out of your own way. You need to get out of the way, because this is not about you. This is from spirit and their loved one, and you're just interpreting. That's all it is. And so that takes the ego out of the situation, right? It's just I'm here to do work, and I need to just say what I'm receiving, period. And that comes with trusting, all right? Trusting what you receive is very, very essential to developing your mediumship, okay? Next one, I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget. The third one, is healing, okay? So this is another thing that I learned about while I was at the Arthur Findlay College, that there's some areas in my life that I struggle with, and I will share this with you right now. Suicide, when a spirit passes from suicide, I'm starting to get the information now, but before it was blocked, because I have experience with suicide, not personally myself, but people that I love, and I actually had a friend die by suicide. So that's a very, very tough subject for me. So unless I heal that aspect of myself, that information from spirit is going to be blocked. That's not going to come in. I'm not going to be able to receive that. So a lot of healing work has to be done in order for you to connect with spirit as well, if that makes sense. Another thing is mommy issues. So I found out while I was at the Arthur Findlay College, per Jackie Wright, that 85% of mediums have mommy issues. Now, my mommy issues aren't my mom was super abusive and she treated me differently than my siblings. No, my mom is just she just doesn't have that motherly attachment, right? So I after my grandmother passed, which was her mother, I really struggled with identifying with my mother as my mother, if that makes sense. And so when I was doing my practicing and whatnot at Arthur Findlay College, some information had came through about my mom, and I was that's not true, that's not true, that's not true. And that's when we had the conversation of no, like you're going to have to heal that aspect of yourself, because when spirit comes through with another situation like that, you're not going to be able to get that information that that person needs to hear because of your own shit. Basically, she didn't say that, but I'm saying that, my own shit. So like the third one is healing, because you have to heal through shit in order for you to elevate. And that's in any situation, right? That's all about your soul's growth anyway. So if you're trying to develop your mediumship, know that personal growth is going to happen within this journey of yours. Okay. So the fourth one that came to me in my meditation was experiences. So spirit will use your own experiences. They'll go into your memory memory bank in order to get experiences that would be alike to theirs, if that makes sense. Like, because they can't give me information that I don't have any experience about. You know, if that makes sense. Like, how can I give that as an example? So, like for instance, when I do my readings, I'll first acknowledge the energy that I'm feeling, man or female, and then I'll establish the relationship, then I'll give personality traits, then I'll get a memory, and then from the memory will come the message. Okay, so that's like the order of how I, read. And the memory will be like, one memory is like, I remember spending time in the kitchen, like cooking with my grandmother, right? Her showing me recipes, her showing me how to make Louisiana gumbo, because my grandparents from Louisiana. Like, that's really like, that's in there because it's really important. Well, sometimes if that's a connection with them, they'll use a memory like that, but with the sitter, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So it's like they pull from my own memory bank in order for me to recognize certain things. And like one reading I had, the father gave me like Bobby's World, the cartoon, and was like, underwater fish don't stink. I don't know if you guys know that song, but it's like, underwater fish don't stink. And I pulled that from the spirit, spirit pulled that from my memory bank, and the person just started crying. She's like, oh my God, we used to watch that show all the time. And I'm like, that makes me feel like your father was really funny. Like he was a really funny guy. She's like, yeah. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll pull from experiences. Okay. And my last one, okay, which is probably, I haven't heard any medium talk about this, but it's true to me, and this is about my mediumship, right? So this is the fifth way in how my mediumship works. So I never used to believe in the twin flame connection. I was just like, that's bullshit. Like that's not real. Because I'm a twin naturally. I have a twin sister, right? So it's like, I don't feel like there can't be another part of you. Like, you're already whole of how you are now. Like, you're whole. You're 100% whole. But I recently had the experience of meeting my counterpart. And what that means is I found someone else. I found myself in someone else, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know how that like makes sense, but on the soul level, it makes sense. And my soul recognized his soul, and his soul recognized my soul. And so I'm feeling like this is a connection that has been like lifetimes over and over and over. Twin flame is a spiritual relationship connection on the deep high soul level, and it's for healing and ascension, really. Okay, so when we met, my mediumship just opened up even more so on the emotional level. Okay, so if you have the privilege of, if you're a medium and you've been in contact with the soulmate, that's going to open you up way more. Like, my mediumship opened up way more, and it was like we met right before I went to the Arthur Findlay College, and then after that, it's just been like blown out the water. You know what I'm saying? Like, the information that I get. And so, I mean, it's all about yourself and you growing, okay? And then hopefully coming together with your soulmate or twin and doing, more work together. So it's more than just being romantic, but that was the catalyst on how, like, my mediumship has grown. It is continuously growing because I continuously develop it, okay? So that's it. That's 5 ways of how my mediumship grows. Works. Again, each medium is going to read differently, receive information differently, because we're all unique, we're individualized, we're people. So if you're interested in getting a reading from me, I offer 30 minutes and an hour sessions with mediumship, spirit communication. I also offer psychic readings as well. And that's all I got. that's all I got. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. It's a little bit long, but comment below if anything resonated with you, if you have any questions about your own mediumship. I do offer a spiritual development mentorship program where I focus on rewriting your trauma narrative. So in order for you, I mean, this program would be for you if you've experienced trauma in the past, and because of that trauma, you've created these limiting beliefs and negative core values about yourself, and you're staying stagnant in your growth. You're not meant to stay stagnant. You're meant to grow, okay? And I implement spiritual development in order to redirect and give you the opportunity to rewrite your narrative, excuse me. So if you're interested in that, that's blossoming into your power, you can go ahead and send me a message, and I am more than happy to give you more details or jump on a call with you, okay? So happy Friday, guys. Be on a lookout for my weekly collective energy reading. All right. See you soon. Bye.